welcome to the second part of my songwriting vlog. Today I'm going to try and progress the lyrics a bit by getting a first draft done and just generating some more ideas and progressing the song a bit more. So I've got my trusty thesaurus with me, and I also have my rhyming dictionary, and of course my Pasheen pen and all my notes and workings so far. And also hitting myself in the face. So I'm going to do a bit of work on that, and then I will fill you in and talk you through it as and when. So see you in a little bit. New thing I just tried, you probably just saw me playing around with the guitar and singing there. I was trying to work out a bit of a chorus, either just in vocal melody or with some lyrics. I was taking the words in my rhyme table. Sometimes I could just sort of do it off the cuff and it worked out quite well. Other times it just fell flat on its face. The last run through I did had some good lines on it, so I'm gonna rewatch that back and then write down the bits that I liked, and then we're going to maybe use that as a basis for our chorus. Just watch back my improvisation, and I put a little clip of it there. So I thought for a laugh actually I would read through what came out of my mouth in those few minutes, because most of it is garbage. But there actually is a couple of bits which I would quite like to keep and work on and tweak a bit. So I've got a whole page of stuff here. Focus. There we go. So all that whole page is stuff that I improvised a little while ago. So I'm going to read that now. It's hard to stay positive in every season. You never know what's going to happen to you. You don't, or if there's a reason. If I was a stargazer, I'd grab onto everything. But these days I'm just a hermit and everything seems bad, but I'm still glad. The beginning of that was actually okay, and then it just went, no. Not everything in life is shiny, sometimes it's just dumb. What do you do when your emotions don't want to behave? What do you do when the seasons don't match your gaze? What do you do when you're not feeling ironclad? What do you do when you just feel bad? I quite like the way that goes, but like I wouldn't have the last line as what do you do when you just feel bad, because that's a bit naff. What do you do when the seasons don't match your gaze? Gaze isn't quite the right word, I don't think. It doesn't quite make sense. So I'd swap that out. I like the idea, so I might use some of that. And then the last one, everyone's not the same, and you clung to your fame. And not everyone is going to care, and if that seems unfair, it is. But we've still got to be positive, oh yeah. I like the bit where it says, not everyone's going to care, and if that seems unfair, it is. That's probably like my favourite thing that I improvised. Definitely going to use that for the chorus, and I might combine that with a couple of lines of what do you do. Right, first draft of my chorus, which is down here in my lovely new Pasheen book, is, right, what do I do when my emotions don't want to behave? What do I do when the seasons don't match my days? What do I do when I'm not feeling ironclad? I know not everyone is going to care, and if that seems unfair, it is. But I've still got to be positive, oh yeah. I've still got to be positive, oh yeah. So that's like my first draft of this chorus, and it's quite long. It's probably, what is it, about 6 lines? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, kind of 6 lines, which is a bit longer than normal, but I quite like it. I quite like having a slightly longer chorus, and I think for the second half, so when it goes into I know not everyone is going to care, I'm going to change up the vocal performance, so it's going to go a bit higher, the timing's going to change, so it's kind of like a chorus of 2 halves. So you have the first bit that repeats, and then you have the second bit which resolves it, but sounds different vocally, even though the music will probably stay roughly roughly the same. So yeah, that's my first draft of the chorus. So next is moving on to the verses. So we've got verse 1, so it'll be verse 2 next. A packet of frazzles and some Japanese breakfast tea later, and I've got a bit of a second verse going. I'm going to show you that now. Where's my phone? Ching ching ching. Right, so what I've tried to do with this, let's put this up here, is basically match the first verse in the number of lines, the number of syllables, and how it flows. So I basically wanted to sort of copy the first verse but just change the words around a bit. So for the second verse, what I've got so far is: some days I just don't feel strong, some days I just can't see, some days I just don't feel strong enough, but I've never found the reason why it comes. Please don't think this is a plea for help, just an observation. Just an observation is too many syllables and it doesn't fit, so the observation bit, I need to change that out for a different word. I had a look for another word for observation, and I liked opinion instead, and I tried that with the music that I had written, and again it was still a little bit too long. Sometimes if you have one line and you've got a kind of a good flow going, when you're just playing the music you kind of just come out with like a second line, and what I came out with, let's start this here, was it just so happens to coincide with. So when I was playing around I had but I've never found the reason why it comes, it just so happens to coincide with. For the ending I was like, what can it coincide with? And I actually had written a load of rhymes for everyone, and of course that rhymes with everyone, and I looked down there and fun, and my first thought was maybe it should be it just so happens to coincide with me not having fun, but then I thought that was a little bit obvious, and then I saw tongue and I thought, oh, that's quite cool, like an aggressive tongue, like somebody having a go at you or something like that. But aggressive again was too long. I found the word where is it? Ghastly. And I know it's a bit of an old-fashioned word, but for some reason that just seems to flow quite nicely. And then after I sing that line, I repeat it, a ghastly tongue, and that's quite poetic. Or it seems to me, like I don't know, I just like the sentiment of it. So that is what we have gone for with that. So we now have a full chorus, a full second verse, and a full first verse, which is very cool. So I think that is about it for this video. Next time we'll be looking at the bridge and the ending and possibly a third verse, but we'll see what I want to do with it. I'm not sure yet if it needs a third verse or not. It might just be a nice little depressing song. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, or if you have any thoughts or comments or questions, or if it helped you or if it didn't help you, anything at all, as usual, leave your thoughts in the comments and we will get back to you. And if you did like this video, please do think about hitting that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when we do another video. And yep, have a great day, great week, great month, whatever it is, and yep, have fun doing some more songwriting. So yeah, have a good one, guys.